Qing's Prose view of tutors. Since many nouveau rich emerged in Shanghai, the need for tutors has also increased greatly. This type of teacher is usually held by a woman. Women are patient and are naturally more suitable for disciplining children. Unfortunately, many families often do not regard teachers as teachers. Teachers are just to take care of their jobs and make compromises in every aspect. They dare not maintain their jobs. Teachers have dignity, and as a result, although their jobs are secured, this job is not that job, and tutors have ceased to exist in name only. In some families, housewives are busy playing mahjong, watching dog racing, and dancing. They are away from home all day long, let alone taking care of children. The children have come back from school and are noisy. The aunts and other generations cannot control them, for fear of causing trouble. It is better to hire a tutor to tell stories. They will fool around until dinner every day. As long as there is no trouble and the house is quiet. The teacher can. If you don't teach, you don't care. Otherwise, if the teachers really teach, the young ladies and young gentlemen will not be able to bear the pain, but will start making noises instead of driving the teachers away. At that time, the aunts also blamed the husband for being nosy, so they just reported to grandma and it was over. Therefore, in such situations, the most teachers can do is consider the true meaning of the family, coax and deal with the children, and make them calm and peaceful. Every second is a second, and a week is a week. After 1 month is January. Once 1 month's salary is received, you will feel relieved. This kind of teacher can be called muchang. There are other families where a mother feels very sad when she sees her son's score in school is very low and her face is at stake. If you ask him to study seriously, the child's body will be like a bud, and he may not be able to bear the hardship, and he may not be able to bear it in his heart. After much deliberation, I decided to hire someone to do it for me. From then on, someone kept a composition diary and got an a 10 in English sentence making. There was no need to worry about trigonometric geometry. When the children came back and put down their school bags, they took out the exercises and showed them to their teacher. The stone fell from their hearts, and they happily asked their parents to treat them. Went to watch a movie. At this time, I only left my husband alone to work hard, and he wanted to score steadily and high, but also not like the Qing people doing it for him, taking great care. Some teachers like to finish it once and for all, and finish all the exercises in the book, and keep them in their diary for several months at a time. Other temporary topics have to be dealt with temporarily. It's just that when the children were taking exams, the tutors couldn't follow them, so they had to help them guess the questions and draw up outlines to teach them how to be opportunistic. If there is no speculation or trickery, the teacher is derelict in his duties and should be dismissed. Aren't these kind of tutors actually knife hunters? There is a family where the master is doing business outside all day long, eating flowers and wine, sitting on the table, and is too busy. The wife is lonely and hard to take care of the house alone, so she hires a tutor for the child. The side effect is to help her classmates. I go to the company to buy clothing materials, make mahjong matches, design curtains, mix applesauce, study the shades of eyebrows, prepare Dragon Boat Festival and Mid-Autumn Festival gifts at the end of the year, listen and make phone calls on my behalf, and inspect the toilet for leaks. We are the kind of tutors. You must be versatile, patient, thoughtful, able to read people's thoughts, and be able to see colors and smile. If you are too overwhelmed, there will be additional benefits, such as giving some clothes, fruits, etc., which are also very valuable. A rare luxury. Enjoyment. Tutors like this can be said to be of pure quality, but their special skills are not chess, calligraphy, and painting, and they are not qualified to accompany Jia Zheng to visit the Grand View Garden to pick up treasures and jade. They can only be like those from some family. I'm just showing my kindness to my sister. The 3 types of tutors mentioned above are actually neither teachers nor teachers. They are just invited to meet the needs of the wife. In addition, there are also those recruited for the master's ulterior effect, who are also nominally employed tutors, and this situation is also very common. The first category is that they are nominally tutors in a certain mansion. In fact, no one has asked her to teach her, and she does not ask who teaches her. Everyone knows this in their hearts. She is just for the sake of being young and beautiful. During the selection process, he usually uses her to talk and laugh to relieve his boredom. And when he is actually visiting, he will ask her to come out to help entertain the guests, or play a piano piece, or sing a popular new song at the top of his voice to entertain the guests. It's not noble, but it doesn't cost any money. This is often the case in modern families. The second category is when the male owner is widowed, has many children, and because of his old age, he takes great pains to choose his wife. Therefore, he comes up with new ideas and hires a tutor in the name of hiring a tutor, either by posting a request in the newspaper or asking a friend to introduce him. The drunkard's intention is not to drink. You see, in the end, when you are warm enough, you can observe your personality and find out about your family background. If you agree with someone, ask for it, and if you don't agree with him, you will be polite. These tutors are nothing more than candidates to fill a house, and the right to choose lies with others. There are still those who forcefully make excuses and say, I am using their ears. I wonder who is using who counts and who doesn't. It is said that there was an educator in Shanghai. The young ladies and gentlemen had grown up long ago. When they grew up, they had already become school or tutors. There was no need for others to be their tutors anymore. But this famous educator, there are still two tutors in the house. One is to serve the wife, delivering medicine, treating doctors, and reciting sutras. The other is serving the master, delivering banquets, bedtimes, and especially smoking. To do such a thing in such a family, and for such a great educator to have such a good name as a family teacher is really ridiculous. Some people say that money can make things work. Qing said that it would be fine to ask these two tutors to serve the master, wife, young lady, and young master, or to ask them to serve the coachman, cook, and in the mansion. Anyway, as long as you pay. However, things are not that simple. As far as I know, the situation of many tutors is not very bad, and generally speaking, the salary of tutors is very meager. But the business expenses are larger than any other profession. They are all strong outsiders but cadres inside. Not much benefit. First, as a tutor, you need to pay attention to your clothes, gloves, sunglasses, leather mirrors, and the like are all available. But you can't save anything. And although you can't change them every day, you have to change them once or twice a week. Otherwise, you will look shabby to the servants, and even the students will look down upon them. They would say, Sir, it's too cold today because I didn't change into my fur coat. The stove at home is burning, so be careful when you go out to dry it. Then, they would wink at the maids next to them. They should have taught me these words. Second, being a tutor is meaningless social entertainment at best. For example, today, the young mistress's roommate comes to invite you to the theater. She buys 6 or 7 theater tickets and gives one to you as a tutor. It seems to be a reward for your face, so you have to accept it. But she has invited you. You also have to invite me. And when you do so, the young mistress will of course accompany you, and you have to bring 2 of you. And usually the young mistress wants you to accompany her to the company. She buys a big bag of clothing materials, so you have to buy 1 or 2 handkerchiefs yourself. If you don't buy, she will force you to buy it. It's cheap to buy goods on sale, but you have to spend money anyway. As for playing mahjong with my young mistress, there is a greater risk of losing money, but I dare not play mahjong. Others, such as building blocks and stationery for your children, gifts for your aunt, etc., all force you to bear the pain of spending money. Third, as a tutor, you cannot strictly keep time. If your scheduled time is from 5 to 6 p.m., but if they make a reservation early, Sir, please come earlier and help us measure the air raid curtains. You have to go 20 minutes earlier. If you want to go home after finishing at 6 o'clock, they stop you. Sir, let's have lunch here, and then go to Jiaofeng Garden to admire the moon after dinner. You have to obey the order, and the viewing will be finished at 11 o'clock. If I hire a car to take you home, you have to pay for cigarettes. Since being a tutor has such hardships, why are there so many women who are not very poor competing for this job? This should be blamed on the vanity, power of such women. They think that being a tutor is a profession, and teaching their younger siblings at home is like being a parasite. For one thing, The families who hire tutors are always more wealthy, and it is an honor to have a relationship with a rich man and a rich wife. This is the second reason. A rich person has many roads, and there is hope of introducing a better way out, and a rich person has many friends, which can promote communication. The third one, in a rich person's home, you can learn some generosity, increase your knowledge, and think that you will be proud. This is the fourth. In fact, they have no other skills. They only have the ability to be other people's slaves and concubines. If they don't have the bad reputation of being slaves or concubines in the park, they can just keep doing it. That's 5. I'm not saying that all tutors are servile or spineless. If people can really treat her with courtesy, and she can regard herself as a teacher, teach seriously, and teach something useful, then of course it is good. But among the current tutors in Shanghai, I can boldly say that there are very few who expect her to teach seriously. If you don't know how beneficial teaching is, you don't know how valuable a teacher is, let alone how to respect a teacher. It turns out that the wealth of these nouveau rich depends entirely on money. Paying for tutors is not a sign of their wealth. If there are teachers who come here because they are envious of money, they have already been captured by the wealth and wealth. If you surrender, if you want to be treated as a slave, can you get peace? Let's think about it. If you hire this kind of slave as a teacher, what kind of good students can you teach? In a family that treats teachers like slaves without any courtesy, how can we produce good children who can be taught? I once heard a mother from a nouveau rich family scolding her son, "My lord, if you keep making such noise, I will call you a tutor tomorrow to take care of you." I thought it was ridiculous to ask for a tutor, but I thought it was ridiculous. Nowadays, it is really pitiful to be able to shout dozens or even hundreds of people with just one shout. However, wait for sympathy. Among these hundreds of people, I know that only 1 or 2 are worthy of sympathy. Moreover, these 2 people who are worthy of sympathy will never be able to work as teachers for a full month. If they are in a nouveau rich family, if that family can hire them to work for more than a month, then they will not have to work anymore. Because like this, children raised in families who know etiquette and love to learn will be excellent in both character and learning even without their guidance.
Alright, this part of the story ends here.
Want to know what happened next? Let's listen to the breakdown next time.